Listen up, cluckheads.
You're listening to Whiskey and Whine
with Rooster and
the Madman, where we talk about common sense, current events,
the Constitution,
and morals, while comparing drinks of yesteryear to drinks of today.
So sit back, relax, leave us a comment.
Here comes Whiskey and Whine. Nah, man, just feels good time. We started Clucktober, and that's like our favorite month.
Well, you know,
and then
they're great, so I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, between I was a presenter at the Platinum Music Awards one night, and then we had work, and then you had your dad come into town,
yeah,
we had to get ready for the show that was my band from then on was opening with Messer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was kind of a crazy last 4 weeks.
It's been very busy.
Very, very busy.
Very busy.
Very busy. So I don't know if you've seen any of the recent some of the more satirical polls.
Well, there's been a lot of polls out there.
There has been.
Yeah, there's been a lot of polls out there.
Can I share with you one of my favorites?
Please.
Can I? Are you sure?
Sure.
You won't get offended. I know that you're I know that you're very sensitive.
Yes.
You are the epitome of sensitivity.
Yeah, that's you're thinking my nipples, but go ahead.
Yes. So, what is candy corn, gas station sushi, Wuhan bat soup, DMV employees, Pearl Harbor the movie, Pearl Harbor the actual attack on Pearl Harbor,
worse,
and prostate exams all have in common?
Oh, none of those are really fun.
They all have a higher approval rating than Joe Biden.
You know what? I actually believe that. Sad to say, I do believe it. So, I guess we're recording now. So, welcome back, Luckheads.
You know who we are.
You know what we do.
Current event.
Common sense.
Constitution and morals. Which, I mean,
we've been lacking morals for a while now.
But you know what? We've been doing a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. It's.
I mean, we
stand up with our ethics and our.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
our. We make sure our humor is not.
Yeah, we
make sure it's there.
It's
like food in Soviet Russia, dark humor. Not everyone gets it.
No food in Mother Russia. But I mean, but it's kind of funny. But the reason why I laughed that joke was that the approval rating has fallen to the lowest, I think, in the entire candidacy, even lower than it was whenever he pulled the Taliban.
I fully believe he's going to go down as the worst modern president, if not the worst president to ever serve.
I don't know, but it's.
The good news is though, because there is a positive. I try to be positive in everything. Is when his time is up as president, he won't even remember it.
That is true.
Yeah, he'll have no idea what's going on. Give him a little chocolate chip ice cream. He's good to go.
chocolate
chip ice cream.
chocolate chunky chunk.
Whatever he's into, just take him. Take him to an ice cream shop. He'll be all right. He won't remember how much he destroyed the economy.
Nah, he won't. He won't remember anything.
Yeah, no.
But anyway, so since we ended up not being able to really do anything in Clucktober, which that hurts my soul. At least that one beer we had in Clucktober.
Yeah, we did the special beer too. We had the guest beer to go with it, the funnel cake beer.
Oh yeah, the funnel cake.
Yeah, and you know what? I think I even said it during that episode. We may have peaked on Clucktoberfest. We may have just done the two best beers
that we've ever had in Cluck. That wasn't like an $18 a can beer, but
yeah. And I did save that one. So you mentioned my dad came in town, so I saved him a funnel cake beer.
Oh, you did? Did he like it?
Yeah, he liked it. So
did you save him one of the Oktoberfest ones that we had? Oh, that's right. We drank them all because they were good. They were clucking awesome.
No, he didn't get the bells one.
But speaking of,
it didn't.
It is fall.
Yeah,
and it's Texas in the fall.
Yeah,
and one of my favorite things about Texas in the fall, my accent just came out whenever I saw
Texas in the fall.
Things and Texas in the fall. One of my favorite things about Texas in the fall that it's tamale season.
Tamales.
So that being said, I was wanting to try something that I heard about whenever I was bowling.
Yeah.
And then I looked it up, and apparently this has gone viral, and it's called the Gator and the Gator Rita.
All right, that doesn't sound very Texas. That sounds kind of
sounds more
Cajun,
Louisiana. Yeah,
Cajun or
sounds very Cajun. But
Tallahassee, Florida area.
It involves Modelo.
Oh,
and it involves tequila.
#1 beer in America.
Modelo?
Yeah. Yeah, Bud Light got dethroned, remember?
Well, I knew that.
Well, they got.
Actually, no, they're sitting on the throne.
Yeah. They started identifying as a different type of beer, so I don't know what.
I don't know.
They completely screwed their own franchise up.
But
so
that being said, what it is that
destroy your own brand. That it's weird. 100 years of killing it, and then a couple weeks of bad marketing. And
now what this is that you take a Modelo.
Okay. Modelo. And this is the Modelo Especial.
Yeah, it's the Especial. It's the white label, and it's racist. And it's about 2/3. You pour about 2/3 of a Modelo into a cup, and after I started looking at it, apparently this thing has gone like viral. I guess technically we could just pour the whole bottle in. I guess these were 16-ounce cups instead of 12-ounce cups.
Yeah, should have been my cup wasn't clean.
That's okay. There's only a little bit of hepatitis on that one.
What is in this thing? Yeah, we're gonna have to get a different one. That's too many bugs to pick up.
Did yours seriously have bugs in it?
Yeah.
Man, that's just protein.
No, I'm not in the Army anymore, man. Let me get a fresh one.
That's weird because I opened these. I got it from the. Was it the beer or was it the?
No, it was the cup. It was probably the cup sitting on top.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
it's all right.
I ain't scared of it.
No, I already picked out half the legs and stuff.
Huh.
It's
Okay.
all right.
Well, we'll just let that one sit there. We just got to be careful not to knock it off. So anyway,
that one's for DJ Shane Guns.
Yeah.
If he ever shows up,
we'll just pour it back in the bottle for him.
Well, come on, that guy drinks.
He drinks Steel Reserve.
Steel Reserve
it's not
fruit
like
punch flavor.
And the blue raspberry.
A couple of moths aren't going to hurt him.
No, not at all. But so then now, it looks like we went a little bit over the 2/3 mark. Let's drink it down just a hair.
Okay, I agree.
That looks like it'd be about 2/3. So then now yours is. What are you doing?
I'm just making sure.
Oh my God.
Because the foam.
And then you put lemon lime Gatorade in it, and we're using the lemon lime Zero Gatorade, and using it for a reason for the Gator Rita thing.
Okay.
So all right, so let's get our clunkage clinkage going on.
Mm-hmm. Different.
I don't think that we got the mix right, but I can see how this would be really good.
Yeah, I mean it's like those fake wineritas that you get at some restaurants when you order a margarita, the frozen one. That's what it almost tastes like. Where it's not tequila; it's some other alcoholic.
I think part of the issue is that on all the stuff that they were showing it on, it was the large signs.
Yeah.
So maybe it needs to be half and half, or maybe a little bit, probably a little bit more beer, and then a splash of the lemon lime. So
yeah, because I mean, especially the sugar free's coming, the fake sugar taste is coming through on that.
Yeah,
one.
so maybe let's whenever we go for round 2, let's add a little bit more. Actually,
do that right now.
Yeah.
Why wait? Have beer will travel.
Now let's try it. Now we add a little bit more.
Better.
That's it. Yeah. So
it's better.
So on the next one, instead of doing 2/3, we'll do like 3-1.
Yeah, it's 3-1. Cool.
But anyway,
awesome.
Apparently, this is like one of the fan favorites, like on hot golf courses, because it doesn't dehydrate you as much, but you still get the beer flavor and stuff like that.
I see that. I can see that.
So I mean, figured, and whenever I saw like so many of the viral videos, I was like, okay, we can try that. Yeah. So on the next go around, we'll go. We'll do 3-1 on the
in
next
the field. Sometimes we would mix the alcohol with Gatorade just so we wouldn't dehydrate, because you want to be safe and
whenever you're
stay hydrated when you're a tanker.
Yeah. You want to be safe and stay hydrated whenever you're shooting rounds down range that can demolish buildings. So anyway, you want to get into this?
And in that, in case for all you anybody who want to know, it's a gallon of Jim Beam to 1 gallon of orange Gatorade.
I have no idea what you're talking about. And then afterwards, you brush your teeth with Colgate.
Yeah, it's like it's like an old fashioned, but kind of white trash.
I resemble that remark. So let's get into some topics, man. You want to take number 1 or you want me to?
That went down the wrong pipe. Topic number 1.
You can take it.
Okay, sure. It's such a fun topic.
It is. It's very fun. All right. So, okay, hold on. Why's my phone? Ever since the new updates.
It's the NSA.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's me! All right, man. I got the timer started for us. You ready to go?
I'm ready when you are, man.
I'm waiting on you.
I'm born ready. My middle name is Ready.
So, what's your first name?
Freddy.
Born.
No, Ready. Ready, Freddy. I don't know.
That doesn't even make sense.
That doesn't make any
sense.
Go. So, there has been a multi-state sex trafficking ring.
What?
Which has been busted.
No.
Yeah. And it turns out that not only is it a multi-state sex trafficking ring, it deals with a lot of elite people. They're not saying exactly who, but it's a lot of government officials, a lot of military brass,
a bunch of A-list celebrities, CEOs of big companies, including Big Pharma. Yeah, so, I mean, we're looking at
like a bunch of execs
Pfizer,
of lobbyist groups,
Johnson
and
some
of these great big corporations. So all those weird things that those lunatic conspiracy theorists say that those elitists are out there doing. Turns out they were doing. Turns out they're doing it.
So once again, I'm not saying that conspiracy theorists are right. I'm just saying right now they're ahead about 23-0.
Yeah, they're being a lot. They're right a lot more than we would like to think
actually
they were.
admit.
Yeah. So it's
only conspiracy theory until it's conspiracy truth.
And we're trying to make satires, but it's horrible.
It's absolutely horrible.
It's absolutely horrible because remember, sex trafficking some of these sex traffickers, these are minors involved, and
they actually in one of I don't know if it's been fully subpoenaed yet, but they found a price list over who you could. The age of the person that you could get, the services that they would provide, and it was anywhere from like $350 to $650 on the low end per hour.
I don't even know what to say on this thing. I mean,
especially being a dad.
Yeah, it's.
That automatically sends me into Hulk mode.
Yeah, all you guys involved, you're a bunch of sick bastards. Just. There's a special place in hell for you.
And it's funny that because today, and this is we record on Thursdays, so after this comes out, there was a congresswoman, and I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she said that since we're also in the process of issuing subpoenas on this, I want to go ahead and file for a subpoena to release every name on Epstein's flight log list.
That's not going to happen. We're not going to get the Epstein list. We're not going to get the list of these people. We're just not. It is I hate to say it, we have a different set of rules in the United States of America.
Rules for thee, but not for me.
So if you're an elite person, rules don't apply.
And this does not matter to which political party.
No, it doesn't matter. There's no idea. Because I'm sure there are just as many Democrats and Republicans both involved in this.
And they all should be drawn quartered.
And they'll all say they weren't, but we know.
No, you were.
You were.
But that kind of goes into like what we were talking about with the border. And normally we put the border wall stuff into like the follow-ups, but the past couple of weeks, whenever we haven't been able to record, Biden has actually overturned 22 of his own federal statutes to start building more of the border wall. And then now all of a sudden
the racist border wall.
The racist border wall. But now all of a sudden They're concerned about sex trafficking of minors. They're concerned about the fentanyl. They're concerned about.
If only someone had ever said, part of the problem with the open border idea is the drugs, the sex trafficking, the unaccompanied minors, the rapists, the murderers that come across.
Yeah.
And it's not saying that everyone who comes across is these things, but they are embedded in there. They just are. Anybody who thinks they aren't, you're a fool. They are. Criminals come across this border along with people seeking a better life. They get in there with them.
And there is a complete difference between somebody seeking asylum and somebody that's coming.
Well, because you go to port of entry and seek asylum.
Seek asylum, yeah. Just in the past 4 weeks, there has been almost a linear spike in border crossings, and they're all either underage girls, underage boys, or they are men that are military-aged men that are coming from China, that are coming from various countries in the Middle East.
And we will never really know the number of the minors that get put into sex trafficking because they came across the legal. There's no way to track it. So it's a horrible thing to just want that open to allow.
I remember back in the summer, I think it was in June, they pulled over that 18-wheeler, and it had 43. I think it was 40. I think it was
and then there was one in San Antonio where the guy ditched the trailer and all the people died in the trailer. I mean, it's horrible stuff.
Timer just went off. Timer just went off.
Oh, but one last thing on that one. So the government has been trying to reinstitute its see something, say something thing.
Wait a second. I thought that they said that was racist.
Well, yeah, but
because now, if I remember right, the see something, say something. The first time that was instituted was after 9/11.
Yeah,
and it was for terror awareness.
Correct.
Terror.
Yeah, you gotta say it like George W.
It's strategery.
We're fighting terror.
And the Brazilian troops are ready.
Yeah, a whole Brazilian.
I don't know how many Brazilian is.
But they're
no, sir.
Really
the country of Brazil.
But no. So I would like to take this opportunity to say something that I've seen. The border's a mess.
Border done clogged up.
The border protection's not working. You guys might want to fix that.
So speaking of seeing the border, remember whenever they were trying to stifle that, and then they put it as a no-fly zone so that people couldn't fly their drones there and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, because you don't want people taking video. Yeah. You don't want video footage of how bad it really is.
So there was one of the ranchers down there. I want to say it was somewhere like around Mission Laredo. I can't remember off the top of my head, but one of the ranchers noticed that there was a drone flying overhead, which most of the time he doesn't care because he wants people to know about all the stuff happening. He noticed that it was from the department, it was from a government department. So it was a government drone flying over. So he decided to call his local police department and let them know there was a drone flying over in a no-fly zone. And they shot it down.
No, I'd have shot it down just being on my property. They make pretty cool rounds for that.
What? Those kind of go boom?
Well, they make these cool little net rounds for drones. I don't really understand them when you just use number 8 bird shots. They'll do the same thing. But, it is what it is. So it's a mess. We'll probably need to move on to another topic. So, yeah, the next topic ought to be pretty cool, too. I mean, that's another one that's hard to make satire of, but we're going to do our best to talk about it. But
we're going to try this again.
All right.
Sorry, I had to run over the refrigerator.
Had to run to the liquor store real quick.
Had to go over to the kegerator. All right, so we're going to try this again, but we're going to try it with a different mixture.
Okay.
Okay, so about how much do you have?
After I put more in it?
Why don't you take a big swig and let's try this again? Because everybody was going on and on about how good this is.
Yeah, it's all right. But it's much better at the lower ratio of Gatorade.
That's what I'm going to try to do.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Let me finish this so that way we don't cross contaminate. The other thing too that I noticed, it takes out a bunch of the fizz.
It does. It really takes the bite down of beer. Mm-hmm. That cold kind of burn you get when you drink a nice cold beer. That good burn.
Beers. Okay.
All right, I'm ready for refill.
Let's try this again. So this time, let's do this. Let's maybe we should just go ahead and try to do the whole bottle.
Stupid bottle openers. Yeah, I think you're right. Whole bottle.
And
12 ounces.
So then let's put in the whole 12 ounces, and then let's add that extra 2 ounces of just the Gatorade.
Yep.
That has a different color.
Right.
That has a much different color. Let's see.
All right. So we're at a 6-to-1 ratio then. Maybe. I don't know. I don't do math. I don't do math.
Let's see. That's
Far
it.
better. Far
That's
better.
it.
Far better.
You know what it tastes like?
So you need a shot.
It tastes like whenever you use the lime beer salt, but none of the salt to raise your blood pressure.
Yeah. So you need.
I think that it needs just a hair.
You need like a shot or
just a hair bit
shot
more.
or 2 shots of Gatorade.
I think
versus
that you need. I think
the full
you need.
12 ounce.
I think
beer.
you need. I think it's 2 shots of Gatorade. Let's try that.
Yeah. All right. What do all the listeners know? I'm abusing my liver for them.
That's it.
That's it. Yep.
That is actually really good.
2 shots of Gatorade to 1 12-ounce beer.
Modelo. The Modelo Especial.
I bet you could get away with like a dose of Keys.
You could probably get away with a dose of Keys or Corona, but that's actually really good.
It is.
I would drink that out by the pool. I would drink that at the bowling alley.
It from being a beer to a cocktail.
Kind of, and like I said, it takes away a lot of that fizziness.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't feel like you have to burp a lot or anything like that. So
No.
All right, let's go ahead and get into topic number 2.
Yeah, this one's on you now.
What is topic number 2?
Number 2 is.
Oh my God, I got this.
I tried my satire with the sex trafficking. You get to try this one.
There's no way to do satire on this.
What are you talking about?
But one of the things that's happened since the last time we've been on the show has been Israeli and Hamas. And before we go any further, I want to make sure that I preface this with this is not anti-Palestinian. This is not anti-Islam. This is not anti-Israel. This is anti-Hamas.
Hamas.
This is a terrorist organization. Terror. But now what's funny is that this was a terrorist organization that was voted into power.
Yeah, so my question becomes, are they really truly a terrorist organization when they are a political party?
Well, and
a government.
Now, if we go all the way back to say like Russia, whenever we saw the last Russian dynasty fall, we saw Lenin and then we saw Stalin, and they just happened to also control the military.
Yeah.
And then they started kind of doing bad things. And one of the things that people don't remember about Hitler and the Nazi Party is that it started off as just like a small sect.
They were a hunted group.
They were a hunted group by the German police. Yeah. But then they
post-Kaiser.
Yeah, post-Kaiser. Well, then they ended up getting enough following that all of a sudden they took over their parliament, and it went from being the chancellor to being the Führer.
Yes, so there's the National Socialist Party. I always like to preface because everybody uses the word Nazi. I want everybody to realize Nazi was a socialist party. The
National Socialist Party.
Yeah, so.
But then, we saw that exact same thing happen whenever.
I can see listeners already rolling their eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Socialist thing.
But we saw the exact same thing happen with Saddam Hussein. Yes. Saddam Hussein, whenever he was gassing the Kurds, we saw the same thing with the Syrians, and then now we're seeing the same thing with Hamas and the Israelites, the Jews.
Yeah, I did want to point out they were voted in.
They were voted
by the
into
Palestinians.
Power.
They were voted in power. Now they're not going to give it up.
No,
unless Israel.
Absolutely not. And then on top of that, one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that this is not like Hamas versus Israel. This is Hamas wanting to completely commit a genocide of the Jewish people.
Well, they have a saying.
From the river to the sea.
And so for those who don't know the river to the sea, that's not just we want to rejoice from the river to the sea. That means the eradication of the Jewish population all the way from the Jordan River to the sea.
And Israel by itself is a relatively young country. It was only put in place by
The current
Israeli government. By Britain in 1948.
Yeah, it's when they carved all that stuff up and said, hey, this part is you guys, this part is you guys.
It was kind of like right after all those Ashkenazi Jews were exterminated by
and then they did grow in size with the 1967 war and stuff like that. So, and of course, a lot of people are like, oh, you're still occupied. Dude, when you attack a country.
There's an occupational period.
You lose. There's a good chance you lose land. That's how it works. You don't get to go cry. No fair.
That's the reason why we still had bases that were active military bases.
We're still in Germany.
Yeah, and we're still in Japan. But one of the things that kind of kills me on this is that and I believe if you're not harming anybody, you have the freedom to be whatever you want, and I firmly believe that. But what's killing me about this is that there are so many people on the radical left, not the left. The radical left, that they're supporting Hamas, and especially like the people that are in like the LGBTQT community, they would kill them over there for this.
Absolutely. Yeah,
they would throw them off of rooftops.
They'd stone them to death. I mean, there'd be all kinds of crazy things happening.
And then we have a Palestinian, one of our favorite Congress people to talk about, the Representative Tlaib. She's always flown the Palestinian flag outside of her office in Congress. She still does. She still is, which I've always been against. If you're an elected official for our country, you should fly our flag and your state flag. That's it. That's it.
No, I agree.
And she's been very vocal. And the same thing with the squad, which is like her, AOC, that Iman, and whoever the other one is. They've been very vocal, and they haven't been not just like pro-Palestinian. They've been anti-Israel. They've been anti-Jew, and it's just really sad to see that, because she just got censured on Tuesday, and even the people in her own party voted against her. Oh, sorry, timer just went off. Sorry.
Yeah. So it's hard to make. I mean, because what's going on over there is horrible. I did want to add one more thing. I heard a guy talking about, people complaining about the Israeli response is not proportionate to the Hamas, massacre that they did. That's the most ridiculous argument I've ever heard in my life.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
So to say it's proportionate, you're telling me that Israel needs to find a Palestinian or Hamas-run music event, then murder and rape everybody there, then go house to house, murdering and raping and beheading children. So get the proportion thing out of your head. Any of you guys are going to argue that one, just stop.
And then the other thing that I love is that anybody that's ever been in any type of conflict, you know that you meet the aggression plus one level. So if you're coming at me bare-fisted, I come at you with a stone. You come at me with a stone, I come at you with a knife. You come at me with a knife, I come at you. And that's the way that any type of physical confrontation works if you want to win, because in reality, there is no fair fight.
Yeah, if Hamas does not hide behind Palestinian civilians, they get wiped out immediately.
Yeah.
They have to have that buffer if they want to survive this conflict. And
everybody that's in there saying,
so it's horrible.
Israel didn't have to attack them in that manner. No. And for the people that were sitting there complaining, saying, well, that there's no water in Gaza. Well, the reason why there's no water in Gaza is that because Hamas was taking up the water pipes to build mortars.
Yeah, I mean, again, I go back to they voted these people in. They voted people in to rule their government, and their government decided to attack Israel. Yeah. And not just attack its civilian population in one of the most brutal, grotesque attacks ever recorded.
I want to say that the attack started on October 7th, and since October 7th, it has been the highest amount of Jews killed in attacks since Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
And I'm sorry, these Israelis never going to let it happen again.
No,
I mean, they're never going to go through an extermination event again.
I'm not Jewish, but I can respect their culture. I'm not Muslim, but I can respect the fact that these people want to worship that way. What I can't respect is whenever you're going to try to eradicate an entire group of people simply because that they don't believe the way that you believe.
I'm sorry. I can't listen to the cause when you're beheading children and raping old women and just you're done. I'm sorry. It's not going to give you any empathy on that one. Just not. Sounds cold, but luckily we don't face those kind of situations here in the United States. So that's, I think, part of the reason
we don't face those situations so far.
But I think that's why you get so many people who support the Hamas side of it. Is because they don't understand the horrors. They don't understand the horrors of war.
I got worked up. I apologize. So I apologize. There wasn't much satire.
And I'm not Jewish either. I mean,
I'm not satire in that. But you know what? I'm going to take a big swig of this. Yeah. How do you like it with the new mixture?
It's better with the 1 to 2 shots.
I really do think that we could probably perfect this, but
I like the 1 shot better than the 2 shots.
I think it needs to be right in the middle.
Maybe. I think it still had a little bit. I like because it had a little bit more bite. This watered it down a little too much.
So you like to get bit a little bit?
Well, Modelo's only 4.4% alcohol.
Oh, the beer.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about biting.
No, we're not talking dungeon time.
Oh, my bad. So, I mean, it was more of a nibble. All right. So before we get into our favorite topic, we're gonna need to.
That's probably what Dahmer said.
You know,
Officer, it was really just more of a nibble.
You know why Jeffrey Dahmer didn't eat clowns, don't you?
Oh, because it tasted funny.
Because it tastes funny.
All right. You ready for the?
Hold you're gonna need to finish that.
No. Keep going.
No, because I gotta go get the other thing.
What other thing?
The Gator rita.
Isn't that what we just did?
No, this is the Gator.
Oh my goodness, you're killing me.
Yeah.
So,
hold on. All right, sorry about that. Had to hit pause a second, so that way that Rooster could go ahead and try to get his cluck on and finish the rest of that beer. So now this is called the Gator rita. Now, one of the things that a lot of people, especially like if you're out in the summer, they were complaining about, or like if you're you're golfing, stuff like that, is that a margarita tastes good, but it's so sugary that it eventually ends up tasting bad.
Yeah.
Upset your stomach.
I'm one of those guys who's not into margaritas.
Well, then you're not going to like this, but you can pretend that you do.
Yeah.
So what you do is that you take a Gatorade lemon lime, which is much like the sweet sour or whatever it is, like the margarita mix, and you take it with the 0 sugar, and you take these little airport style bottles. Now the one that I just grabbed for us was the Luna Azul.
It smells great.
Yeah, it actually smells really good. Yeah. I mean, it smells good. It has that real classic agave type smell, and you mix like 1 shot, which is 1 bottle of this, with the Gatorade Zero. I'd be willing to bet that if we use the regular Gatorade lemon lime with the Modelo's, it'd probably have a much stronger taste.
Yeah.
But that's what they were saying to do with the Gator rita. So that's the reason why I said, I didn't want to end up having to buy like 4 or 5 different types.
No, I get it.
So let's get our clunkers clinky John. It needs more Gatorade. It needs more.
Liked it better with the beer.
It needs more Gatorade. Here. Now remember, all of these were done in like huge glasses.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Our mixologist isn't here.
Yeah, it did need more Gatorade.
Yeah, as soon as you added more Gatorade,
it needed a lot more Gatorade. So you really need about half a shot to a glass.
Yeah. Because like I said, every video they were using the really tall glasses.
Yeah, so I think 12 ounces of Gatorade and half a shot of tequila.
Maybe that's it. Yeah. But as soon as we added more Gatorade,
because a full shot, it just tastes like tequila with lemon in it.
Yeah, but that actually tastes. Yeah, that tastes pretty good.
Cool.
But it's not carbonated like a bunch of those like the pre-mixed kind.
Sure.
And it's not overly sugary, so you don't end up getting that really bad heartburn. I like it.
Good.
I mean, it's especially, for neither one of us are really big margarita people, but
I'm not a margarita fan.
But like I said, I saw it on some of the videos. Yeah. I thought, you know what, that'd be kind of cool for us to try on
this would be a good
whiskey and wine,
kind of a pool party punch, kind of thing.
Yeah, you know what, that's a good idea. Yeah.
All right, so what are we into next? I mean, we got first.
It's our favorite subject.
Oh.
The big FUs. FU
stands for follow up.
It does not stand for follow up.
Not at all.
It really doesn't.
All right. So,
and luckily we don't have the morals here to sit here and go, oh, yes, it does, Rick. No, it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't. It never has.
Never has.
All right. So, well, one of the follow-ups has been our wonderful, our electoral system, our elections.
Well, it is voting time.
It is.
Tuesday was vote day.
Tuesday was vote day. Yeah. And, especially.
Not like big votes.
No.
Because we're not doing presidential stuff or anything yet.
But it lets you know what's about to come.
Yeah.
Now, do not come. Do not come. I'm going to come.
Words of our vice president, do not come.
But, that being said, it lets you they use it not just as the preliminary for a bunch of the local stuff. They also use it to try to mainstream and to try to make the national elections more efficient.
Yeah.
So what do you think happened on Tuesday there, Rooster?
Well, I'm going to say that everything went according to plan and above board, and the correct people were voted for.
You are absolutely 100% correct. If what you meant was the people at the voting centers were having to tell every voter, double check your votes because there's a glitch in the system and it's switching votes.
Wasn't that like a family, or not a family, or the Simpsons episode or something where every time Homer tried to vote for something, it switched over?
Like, do you want to kill this dog or vote Democrat?
Yeah, I mean.
But, okay, so you're telling me that they put forth a voting program and all these voting machines, and they didn't test it first. And amazingly, it was only switching one way.
It's weird how that happens.
That's really, really weird.
It's really, really weird.
And there was actually a bunch of stuff, especially in North Texas, that was important on these local elections. For small business owners, for the school systems, for stuff like that.
Property tax.
Yeah. There was a lot of stuff that was important. And you had to double check your vote to make sure the machine didn't switch it.
Wait a minute. I wanted less property taxes.
Yeah.
No. You want more property taxes.
No.
I'm pretty sure I want less.
Pretty sure I voted.
I'm a homeowner. I don't want to pay more.
I'm pretty sure I want the cost of everything to
but it's not fair for those people who don't have homes. You should pay more.
Yeah, well, one of the things that just absolutely blew my mind is that a lot of the buildings, they're trying to get up to code, and especially in the post-COVID pandemic world, where that people are having to rely more on devices like tablets and things like that. So that means that there has to be more outlets in the room. There has to be better wiring. There has to be, all these little things. And the state was going, well, yeah, so we'll go ahead and give that to you, but then you have to pay us back.
Yeah.
No. And because on top of that, the teachers in our state have not had a legitimate pay raise since George W. Bush was president. Or I'm sorry, not president, governor.
Why do teachers need more pay? I mean come on. It's not like being disgruntled will affect our children.
You know what? Speaking of the children, where in the world is Kamala Harris?
Well, I know where she's headed to right now.
And it is the border.
The Pacific Ocean?
No, you mean Mexico. It's the border of Mexico.
Well, the state does have a Mexican border.
So that counts.
Yeah, and she is going to Southern California. Yeah. Not like San Diego near the border.
Yeah, no.
More like the LA area. Yeah. Something a little bit more posh.
So I find it funny that
I think she's going to Sacramento
to file some paperwork.
So
she goes to Sacramento to file this paperwork for the primaries. At the same time, she's only been to the border once.
Yeah.
At the same time that her own administration oversteps 22 federal statutes that they put in place because of the border, and she's the border czar, and now she's not going to the border.
I think we talked about this earlier. The powers of the things, the rules for thee.
Yeah, the rules for thee, not for me. Yeah, it's amazing how how that happens.
It's different when you're in charge.
But, speaking of rules for thee and not for me, I don't know if you saw, because we covered a while back, the horrible, horrible shooting that was in Nashville.
Oh, yes, the Christian school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they released the shooter's manifesto.
I saw that, the pieces of it. It's
that was sickening.
What was it? One of the quotes in there is, "Want to kill all you little crackers."
With white privilege,
yeah, with white privilege.
So that 100% is a hate crime. That is a hate crime. You're targeting somebody based off their race.
Hope to have a high death count was another quote from that. And
it's amazing that a bunch of the news outlets that are left the line are saying that no, this is the alleged manifesto.
Oh no, it's already been confirmed.
Whereas the Tennessee police,
officials, they've already confirmed
it.
It's the actual manifesto. And what's his name? Vivek Ramaswamy actually slammed local and federal, mostly federal, but for stepping in on this one.
Yeah.
Because typically, think about it. Even go back to like the Branch Davidians.
Oh yeah.
Back in the 90s when you had that crazy thing going on.
Yeah, and the ATF.
He got radio time on that. The manifesto. Typically, manifestos come out when it comes to mass killers are usually released within 48 hours.
Yeah.
How long has this one been?
It's been months.
And it's been leaked. It wasn't actually
released.
It was leaked. So you got to ask yourself, why does the government have this new policy of mass shooters and their manifestos don't get released unless it clearly says something like, I'm a freaking Klans member and I want to kill
I'm an ultra MAGA Republican.
People. Yeah. So I mean, but if it's anything other than that particular,
it doesn't get released.
It gets buried. I mean, we still don't know why the guy in Vegas shot everything up. Think about that. The guy had 100-something weapons in his hotel room that nobody noticed he took up there, and he shot up a country concert. And
I believe it's Jason Aldean, wasn't it?
And they're very conservative people.
Most of them.
So we still don't know why that guy did it.
Yeah.
Really weird.
But speaking of Vivek Ramaswamy, I don't know if you noticed, but another very boring and completely useless Republican primary, whatever you want to call it, was
what's Mike Pence?
Mike Pence hit the fence. Oh, thank God that D-bag is gone.
Oh my God, that dude was so boring.
I've watched paint dry that could speak better. God. I'm so glad that Pence is gone.
It'd be worse than having the dude from Ferris Bueller as your teacher. Bueller.
Oh, Ben Stein.
Bueller. Oh.
Yeah, but I mean, so it's funny because so they do the Republican debate, and this last one was on MSNBC, and it was really funny because Chris Christie, I don't even know why he's still in the race. He should drop out. He's horrible.
I think they keep telling him that there's going to be like a free buffet or something.
I guess
things.
I guess he just keeps showing up for the free ice cream.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Him and Biden are sitting there by the soft serve machine.
There was an ice cream sundae bar.
Yeah. And then you got DeSantis that still isn't acting like DeSantis. He's acting like a politician. And then you had Vivek Ramaswamy, and I can't understand.
I want to like Vivek Ramaswamy.
But one, he repeats everything that Barack Obama said.
Yeah, but ever since Ever since I've seen that video of him just regurgitating a different version
of a speech,
of all of Obama's speeches, I was like, that's not what I want.
No. And then on top of that, one of the things that I've always been against, I didn't care if it was a Republican, if it was a Democrat, I didn't care who it was. You don't take personal shots at people.
No.
You keep it professional.
Yeah.
And that hasn't happened in the past at least 4 elections. But then he turned it personal against the and even though I don't personally agree with her political beliefs, he made it personal against the commentator, the host that was asking all the questions at the MSNBC.
Well, he feels attacked by everything that they come after him, because that's part of his deal is that they're like, they don't want me here. Kind of a deal. Trump did the same thing when he was running.
And what's really funny is that the loser in the Republican debate on MSNBC was all of them.
Yeah.
Because even though that Trump wasn't even a part of the Republican debate, he still won it.
Yeah, and
you and I are not Trump people.
No,
you and I are not Trump guys.
He's not just leading the Republican polls for the primary.
He's leading all the polls.
He's leading the presidential polls about beating Biden.
And I looked at a breakdown on this, and you and I are, we've said it 1,000 times, we are not Trump people. We don't agree with like the narcissistic and like all that type of crap that he does. And the good things that he did do, it will never be remembered because he couldn't stay off of Twitter.
Yeah.
But we've said it 1,000 times. We're not Trump guys, but we're definitely anti-Biden. Yeah. That being said, or at least I can say I'm anti-Biden. I don't know.
I was anti-Hillary. I'm anti-Biden.
Yeah. But I was never pro-Trump. I was just anti-Hillary. I was anti-Biden. Yeah. I was pro-General Mattis.
General Mattis is pretty cool.
General Mattis is a cool guy.
He's a cool guy.
But that being said, whenever I was looking at the breakdown, even some of the Democrat voters, 18 to 24 and 25 to 34, are switching because they don't want Biden and president.
There's a big shift in the Democrat demographics that are now switching to
either independent or Republican.
Yeah, and they're in lining with the Trump thing, which again, he's not even shown up for a debate yet. He's been in court all these times. And
in dealing with that, the judge had to take down. They deleted so many posts, but luckily, like a bunch of people screenshotted them. Where that the trial that Trump's in is a non-jury trial, and this.
Yeah, he went off.
And this judge is completely anti-Trump, which takes away, the whole the due process of a fair trial. But it's just really kind of funny that he hasn't even shown up for a debate, and people are starting to switch sides just because of the fact of how bad this administration is.
Well, because here's the thing: pre-pandemic, they remember their paychecks, and they remember their grocery bills under Trump.
Oh yeah.
Now, post-pandemic, Biden's in charge. The pandemic's been long over for at least
3 years.
3 years.
2 years.
At least a year of nothing pandemic-related should be hurting us right now.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse. Inflation just keeps going up. I mean, we just bought a new car,
and we keep saying money to Ukraine.
New, I always say new to us. I mean, which is great. We're in a situation where we can afford to buy another used car. But I got 3 or 4 jobs that I work regularly.
Yeah, and I got 3 jobs. I
got regularly. A wife who works, and you got all these things, and and she's
the nuclear family's gone. Yeah.
And so we got everybody in my household working, and we still paid what would have been in the mid 2000s, like 2012 and stuff like. We would have paid that for a new car. What I just paid for a used car.
And I mean, and then on top of that, whenever you look at
a used car that's 3 going on 4 years old.
Yeah, and then
crazy.
For those of us that have student loans that came back.
Yeah,
I mean, we're literally having to work 3 and 4 jobs just to make it from paycheck to paycheck.
It inflates the employment numbers.
Yeah, but it's like, congratulations, the employment's up because I'm working 3 of those jobs just to make it from paycheck to provide food for my children and to afford to go to work.
Yeah.
So
that's
that takes
a great economy.
But that takes us
best
back.
Economy ever.
It takes us back to our original statement. Candy corn, prostate exams. All right, Cluckheads.
Yeah.
You've been listening to Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman.
Hey, Doc, you got to really palm that basketball before you come over here.
Oh, you got mighty big hands.
Yeah. So all I can say is to all you guys out there listening, and if you cross the age of 40, think about switching over to somebody with really small hands as your primary care physician.
You've got dainty little fingers.
And that's how you should pick it. When you go in there, it's like, hey,
Let me see your hands.
Let me see your hands.
Did I say
nope?
Did I say 2 fingers? I meant 3. Yeah. All right, Cluckhead.
Yes, if Shaquille O'Neal's in there holding the basketball, nope.
You've been listening to Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman, and remember, in a world full of chickens, be a rooster. You're listening to Whiskey and Wine. You've been listening to Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman, where you can catch us every Saturday at 5 p.m. on Deep Dallas Radio, and you can listen on TuneIn or Live 365.
Special thanks to our sponsor, giftedchicken.com, home to all your beard, bath, and body care needs, veteran-owned and operated right here in North Texas.
None of the scents will leave you feeling prickly on the inside.